Hey guys, welcome to day 22. Today we are going to talk about writing equations in slope-intercept form. So we're going to go back a little to what we did in the last unit, and we're going to just keep adding on to it. So remember our last unit, we talked about slope-intercept form, and that is in the form of y is equal to mx plus b, where the m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. Okay. The formula for slope, if you calculate it, if you had 2 points, that's a t, would be y2 minus y of 1 divided by x2 minus x of 1. Okay, so what that means is if you have 2 ordered pairs, like say I had 1, 1, and 2, 2, okay, those are 2 ordered pairs. This is our first point, so we use the subscript 1, and this is the second point, we use the subscript 2. Okay, it doesn't matter which order, if you use 2, 2 to be your first one, but you've got to keep the x and y together. So in that example, to get the slope, you would take your y2, which is 2, minus your y of 1, divided by your x2 minus x of 1. And we would get 1 over 1, which is a slope of 1 in that case. All right. So how to write equations in slope-intercept form. So given the slope and the y-intercept, this is what we did last unit, you just substitute in the m and the b. So if I had an example where my slope was 2 and my y-intercept is -3, and my equation is y equals mx plus b, this would just become y equals 2x minus 3. Okay, and we did that last unit. What's new this unit is going to be what we call the point slope formula. Okay, so this is the point slope formula. All right, if you're given the slope in 1 point, okay, so say you had a slope of 1, and say you had an ordered pair of, let's say, 2, 3. Okay, so when you have that ordered pair, this is actually your x and your y. So it's just one ordered pair. So we're going to say x1, y1. We're just going to plug it into this formula here. Okay, so this would be y minus my y of 1 is 3, and my slope is 1, times x, which is or x minus my x of 1, which is 2. Okay, so we'd plug it in there, and then all we'd have to do is distribute it. We're going to distribute distributing a 1 in this case is just x minus 2, and then we would add 3 to both sides, and we would get y is equal to x. -2 plus 3 is 1, so it's x plus 1. Okay, and we're going to do a number of these examples. I just wanted to give you a quick example. But that's using the point slope formula. That's going to be really important that we know that. Okay? And if you're given 2 points, we're just going to use the 2 points. So say you had, like the example above, we had 1, 1, and 2, 2. Okay? We're going to find the slope, which we already did above, okay? And then we're going to plug it into this formula, but we're going to pick a point to use. It doesn't matter which one we use, okay? But you're just going to pick one point, plug it into the point slope formula, and then you'll get it into your slope-intercept form. So we'll do some examples. Let's start pretty easy, or at least a review. If we're looking at the graph, the slope here, I actually like to start with my y-intercept, okay? So if I start at my y-intercept, I identify the y-intercept right there, and it's going to be 0, 2. Okay, that's my b. Okay, so in the form y equals mx plus b, that's my b, my y-intercept. Okay, my slope is, I'm going to now pick another point. I'm going to pick this point where it crosses right at one of the lines. So you're going to cross right at an ordered pair. Okay, in this case, I'm crossing right there. I can do my rise. I can go up 1. And then I go to the right, 1, 2, 3. Rise and run. So rise over run gives you your slope. So your slope is 1/3 in that example. Okay, the x-intercept we're not really using right now, but it's good practice. Okay, it's right there where it crosses the x-axis. So I just count -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got -6, 0 is my x-intercept. So in slope-intercept form, I just use the slope, y equals 1/3 x, plus the y-intercept, which is 2. So there's our equation. All right, we do the same thing with number 2. I like to start out with my y-intercept, which is -2. So we got 0, -2. All right, and let's use use the x-intercept. In this case, it's going to be at a -1, 0, and we'll use that as our second point to figure out the slope. So I'm actually going to rise 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to run -1. So it's going to be 2 over -1, which is a -2 slope. Okay, and we verified out that slope is negative. We put it together in slope-intercept form, and we get y is equal to -2x minus 2. Okay, now we have our special cases as a review. We look at this and we go, oh, it's a vertical line. So you think VUX. Okay, remember hoi VUX. VUX, this V is for vertical. The slope is the second letter. It begins with a U, so that tells us it's undefined. Or you could think of the video where the skier was falling off the cliff and he yelled the worst math curse word ever, which is undefined. All right, if you notice, that line never goes through the y-axis, so there's none. But it does go through the x, and it's at -1, -2, -3. Okay, this is where the x-intercept is going to help us, because the equation of this line, it's a little bit different and is going to be x equals. So it's x equals, not y equals, and it's -3. And that's what that VUX helps us with. Okay, now number 4 is a horizontal line, and you can kind of think of this like the horizon. There's your sun. Okay, so if you mix up vertical and horizontal, that one is horizontal. Okay, so you're going to think of the acronym HOI. Okay, the second letter, H stands for horizontal, the second letter is our slope, which is 0. The equation of the line is y equals, and we're interested in the y-intercept, which is 1, 2, 3. So it's 0, 3. Our x-intercept, well, it's never going to cross the x-axis, so that one's none. So in this case, our equation is y is equal to +3. All right, so we have our special cases. All right, so now we're going to, still kind of reviewing, we're going to write the following slope-intercept form. Keep saying this, y equals mx plus b is slope-intercept form. Whoops. And we're going to use this all year. Okay, slope is -2, y-intercept is 5. Really easy to write the equation of the line. Y is equal to -2x plus 5. That's it. All right, number 6, that should be easy too. We've got a slope of 3/4 and a y-intercept of -3. So y is equal to 3/4 x minus 3. Okay, and then number 7, the slope is 0 and the y-intercept is 6. Up, ding, 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 slope is 0. We're going to think special case. We're going to think of HOI. All right, so the slope is 0, y-intercept is 6. The equation of the line is just y is equal to 6. And number 8, slope is undefined. Okay, this is special case. We're going to think of VUX. The equation of the line is x is equal to, and they give us the x-intercept is 2. There's the equation of the line. Okay, so moving on. All right, now here's what we have that's a little bit new. Identify the slope and the y-intercept, and then write the following in slope-intercept form. Okay, well, we have 2 points, all right, but when we look at these 2 points, we remember that we're going to use our slope formula to get the slope. All right, so I'm just going to plug it in. I get -1 plus 5, because I'm subtracting a negative, divided by 3 minus 0. So we've got 4/3. So our slope is 4/3. Okay, all right, but now look at our 2 points. We've got 0, -5, and 3, -1. One of those points happens to be the y-intercept. They're not always going to give you the y-intercept, but this one they actually do, because notice it's 0, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you plotted that point, it's right there on the y-axis. Okay, 3, -1 is not. Okay, so we can't use that point as the y-intercept, but we can say it's -5. So right there we have all that we need to write the equation in slope-intercept form. It's y is equal to 4/3 x minus 5. And there's our answer. All right, number 10 looks weird, okay? It says f of 0 equals -2. All that means is the 0 is an input and the output is -2. So it's an ordered pair. Okay, f of 8 means an input of 8 and output of 4. Now we have our 2 points. We have our 2 points, we can get our slope. This would be 4 minus a negative 2, or 4 plus 2, divided by 8 minus 0. We get 6/8, which is going to be equal to 3/4 when we simplify it. So our slope is 3/4. And our y-intercept, notice, there it is. They gave it to us because our x is 0, our y-intercept is negative 2. So that one shouldn't be that hard to write the equation. Y is equal to 3/4 x minus 2. Okay. Now looking at number 11. Now we're getting a little trickier. Okay. We don't have the y. They're giving us the slope, so that's part of it. So we're good there. We have the slope. And we want to write it in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. All right. So we're going to use point-slope form. Okay. Y minus y of 1 is equal to m times x minus x of 1. Okay. And we're going to use this point. We have x1, y1. So this becomes y minus 3 equals negative 4 times x. And we're subtracting a negative 1. So we're going to write this as x plus 1. Okay? Now we've got to move it around a little bit and put it into slope-intercept form. So we start by distributing. Y minus 3 equals negative 4x minus 4. And then, to get the y by itself, we're simply going to add 3 to both sides. So our y is equal to negative 4x minus 1, because negative 4 plus 3 is a negative 1. All right, so there's our first answer. Let's try it again. Okay, this time our point is 6/3, so our x1, y1 is right there. Slope is 2, so that's our m. Okay, y minus 3 equals our, well, let's write it out, y minus y of 1 equals m times x minus x of 1. So y minus 3 is equal to 2 times x minus 6. All right, now we distribute. We get 2x minus 12. Okay, we're just going to add 3 to both sides to get the y by itself, and we have y is equal to 2x minus 9. Okay? All right, so let's plug it in. I'm just going to show you another way in case you want to solve it a different way. The other thing that you could do is do it like this. Y equals mx plus b. All right, so if we did it y equals mx plus b, we could take the ordered pair 6/3, okay, and plug it in. So this is our x and this is our y. So 3 could be equal to, our slope is 2, times our x is 6, plus b. So we could just solve for b. 3 is equal to 12 plus b, or b is equal to negative 9. So that's another way to do it, okay? But we want you to know the point-slope form for later, so you can do it either way, but keep in mind that you could just take the equation and plug in your x and your y that way as well. Okay. 13, I'm going to keep doing it using point-slope form, which is y minus y of 1 equals m times x minus x of 1. All right, so this is going to be y plus 4, because we're subtracting a negative, is equal to negative 3/4 times x minus 8. Y plus 4 is equal to negative 3/4 x. Okay, this is 3/4 times 8. Now remember, when you multiply fractions, you go straight across. So that's going to be 6. It's a negative times a negative, so it's a positive 6. Then we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. And our y is going to be equal to negative 3/4 x plus 2. Okay, so I'm just combining that positive 6 and the negative 4. All right, and again, you might want to stop right here and practice with number 14 and then let the video continue so you can see how you did. Okay, but this is going to be y plus 11 is equal to 1/2 times x plus 4. All right, we're going to distribute 1/2 x plus 2, and then I just subtract my 11 from both sides. Y is equal to 1/2 x minus 9. There's my equation. Okay, the last two examples are probably the trickiest, all right, in that they're giving you 2 points, and we don't have a point that's the y-intercept. So we start by getting the slope. All right, by now you should be pretty good at getting the slope. Negative 1 minus 5 divided by 2 plus 2. Again, when I subtract a negative, it becomes positive. This is negative 6/4, which is negative 3/2. So there's our slope. When you have 2 points, and this is important, you just pick one to put it in point slope form. I like to circle it so I don't forget which one I'm using. It doesn't matter which one you pick. So y minus y of 1 equals m times x minus x of 1. I'm just going to plug it in. Y minus, or y, it's going to be minus a negative 1, so it's y plus 1 equals negative 3/2 times x minus 2. All right, we go back and we distribute. Negative 3/2 x. Negative 3/2 times 2, we're going to do our little multiplication down here, is going to be 6/2, which is 3. So this is going to be plus 3. Now I'm just going to subtract 1 from both sides, and I get y is equal to negative 3/2 x plus 2. There's my answer. Okay. Now again, we've got 2 points. The first thing I'm going to do is get the slope. 4 plus 2 divided by negative 5 minus 1. So we have 6 over negative 6, which is a negative 1 slope. All right, now we're going to put it into point slope form. I'm going to use this point right here. So it's y plus 2 is equal to negative 1 times x minus 1. We're going to distribute. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times 1 is plus 1. Then we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. Our equation is y is equal to negative x minus 1. And there you have it, okay? So I would go ahead and practice 22B, all right, and check out the key to see that you're doing them right. Bye.